So my name is Shauna Hawk. I'm a board member of Media Island International. I'm also outreach coordinator, event planner. I also manage the radio station. Media Island was an organization that was founded over 30 years ago by an Evergreen student. And the focus was around social justice, environmental justice, and that kind of thing. And so as the years progressed and moved on, especially since my involvement, I've included the goals of racial and gender justice as well. So the focus, now we're kind of growing from that and more into a space and a organization that supports women, in particular women of color, in their leadership, and other like-minded groups that work with us. We have a social justice library. We have a radio station, KOA 106.5 FM Olympia. We play shows like Hard Knock Radio, Democracy Now!, Rising Up with Sonali, and many, many more, and other things that you wouldn't hear on like mainstream radio. We have events here, so like-minded groups like Power and the Women of Color and Leadership Movement meet here. GRUB, we have various groups and partnerships that we have throughout the community, and they come and they participate. We just had a women's healing group that happened here, as well as a men's support group, and these are groups that are focusing around issues that are having to deal with social justice, and then the challenges they may have around being people of color, women of color, and other marginalized groups, and trying to gather resources and tools to combat those issues. Definitely more outreach to people of color, women in particular of color, to just have this be a safe space for them to be able to come and meet, plan, organize. We're going to do a workshop, at least the Women of Color and Leadership Movement will be doing a workshop for February, for Black History Month, on Black women in history. And that'll be happening in February, as well as we're working on bringing out Rosa Clemente, a Puerto Rican, Afro-Puerto Rican activist who's pretty prominent. She's been pretty prominent in the Me Too movement, as well as she's a hip-hop artist, so she uses hip-hop and social justice. She's ran for president in 2008, and she's pretty active in, assisting what's going on in Puerto Rico right now, because they're still, struggling with the issues, the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, and so she's really active in that. And so we're trying to get her a partner with Evergreen Community College, as well as possibly St. Martin's, to have her come out here. We are a small nonprofit, and we are always looking for funding. Because we need to refurbish our library. We need assistance with our radio station, funding on getting it at a transmitter at a better location, because right now you can live stream us, but you mostly can hear us downtown Olympia, a little bit of Lacey, but we want to reach pretty far and wide, and so we could definitely use funding support in general. I think what makes it unique is the environment and the ability, the way it was able to be formed. Having that connection to Evergreen, having the Evergreen philosophy be able to come here, and then just even express to itself that it was capable to develop a nonprofit to do something to this degree, and have these facets of, as far as like the library, as far as the radio station, and the space. And so now to have that be something that was started by white cis men in particular, but then passed on to a woman of color, African American woman, and be able to lead that in even more of a direction, a much needed direction, I think is what speaks to its uniqueness, and it also speaks to the direction that it could flourish and grow and go in.